Call to order, City of Forest Park Council Work Session, March 15, 2021. Okay, all of these items are below the line. First one, so does anybody with an item below the line have any comments or anything to talk about that's below the line or any questions? Items below the line.
No, I don't.
Okay, it's because we have a few minutes. The one that's below the line is a contract police clerks. Andy, you want to assume that's over and ready for a vote by the body, by the workers, employees?
Yes, it's completely finished negotiating. I mean, there's really not a whole lot in there besides they got a 2% cost of living, which is what the rest of the city got, non-union wise. There's some other little things, but for the most part, it's just we cleaned up a lot of languages and not really much else to it. And it kind of matches the police contract in a lot of areas. So we're trying to get form some consistency between the two.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh, and it is a 2-year contract because that's when the police one expires. Historically, this one expires a year after the police, and it's just it's a higher expense. It's just cheaper and it works out better if we just negotiate them all together. So in 2 years, we'll do the police and the clerks at the same time.
Okay. Also, anybody got anything for Andy? Any questions regarding that particular item below the line?
Have they approved it, Andy, or are they waiting on our approval?
Now, they have ratified it, so that once we sign it, then we'll give the city manager permission to sign it, and then we'll be good to go. And then the next item, well, you'll get to that, is the salary ordinance.
Yeah, that just is a corresponding routine thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see, I have also below the line the liquor license. Mr. Brown, which place is this?
It's for Shell on Kemper Meadow.
Okay.
Let me look again.
Yeah, another gas station.
Yeah, gas station. You go right up
Yeah,
down the street.
we're constantly adding to drinking and driving.
Oh dear.
Seems like we do more of those than anything.
Yep. Aaron,
Yes.
are you on a commercial for 5G?
No, for 5G, no.
Now there's a
It does look
commercial.
like it.
It's
Looks like it.
dead on him.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I said that has to be. It looks just like you.
I thought it was.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it is, somebody owe me a check.
Yeah.
It's for a cell phone that's promoting that they are now 5G. Yeah, but it's for a cell phone company, and I looked at. I said, I know that guy. Guess I don't know that guy.
You got a twin.
Yes. I mean, definitely it looks just like you.
Yeah, I'll have to see the commercial.
I thought that's who it was initially. After the first, it was about the third time that I saw it that I realized, well, I guess it's not Aaron after all. But I was about to see if I couldn't afford a small loan. This commercial money.
But next time, try and watch for that commercial. You're gonna see it is you.
Well, thanks to all of you who was able to make it over to the ribbon cutting at the high school. Appreciate that. I'm sure they do as well. I'm sure that he said meaning the superintendent said during his speech, but be honest, it passed right by me. I guess does anybody recall when the one for Green Hills is going to the lower grades case 6 is going to be? Did he? I don't remember what he said somewhere.
Well, the last I heard is that they weren't going to be moving the kids into there until the fall. So I don't know when the ribbon cutting will be, but.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere, but my recollection is it's next school year.
Don, while we got a few more minutes, just talking here, I recall, and Andy, you might, way back when this project was first started and they were doing all of the meetings, one of the things that I remember being discussed at that time, two things actually. One was a second stoplight along Kemper up near the far entrance to the Kroger store being there. And the second thing was, we were pretty adamant about it. This might be something you might want to touch base with Public Works and the fire department or police department. The drive that goes down between our building and theirs, right before you get to the basketball courts, pretty much where the fuel pump is. There was going to be a barricade put there, so that there was no longer a through thing. And the reason we were so pretty much adamant about it was because the traffic, especially morning and afternoon, gets to be pretty much going through there. So now I don't know where those two things are, if they're still on the board or if they're still to be talked about. But I do remember those two things specifically as as part of the whole package of discussion. Obviously, I guess the traffic light would have more to do with the county traffic people than us. But I do.
Haven't they put? It looks like they're planning to put traffic light right across where the Kroger, where you come out Kroger's.
Yeah.
You come out Kroger. It looks like they're going to put a light to come out from the school.
Well, that's what that was part of what I was saying.
Yeah.
As I understand it, that traffic light there was going to be right there, right where it is, and which was part of the other reason that we were talking about making that drive down between there a one way, because that light was going to allow people to go directly into the school property from where they were. Then there was supposed to be a second light on the other end of it, on the back end of it, that's closer to, if you're going down to it, like it's not, where the church is, the drive coming out of there.
Yeah.
So I don't know where all that still is, Don, or if that's still being talked about or what.
I'll check it out. I know they're putting in they're working on the first light there around Kroger's right now.
Yeah.
And that's going to be all linked up, and they have to paint the poles and everything.
Right.
But I'll find out about the barricade and the second light.
Was that road supposed to be one way north to the barricade and then shift you onto the school property and out of that light?
No. That road, the barricade, it's two different things. The barricade was supposed to be right there where the little shed is and the gas pump.
Right.
So people coming in off Kemper would have to go out on at Wynn. You couldn't go through and go out. And people coming in from Waycross.
So what's going to happen? How are you going to access the drive south of the shed?
You weren't going to. That's why the barricade was going to be there. The school people would come in, but they could only come in from Waycross. That was the discussion. Like I said,
Well, here's the thing.
done
I
deal, Herbie.
oftentimes would go north on Central to get to the municipal building. I would eventually run into the barricade, but before I get to the barricade, would I be able to get onto the school property and come out at the light?
No.
Andy's shaking his head and yes, and you're saying no.
Well, no, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, I don't know which direction that's gonna run, from Waycross and then out to the Kroger light. Is that where it's going? I'm not sure.
No, the barricade was supposed to be a prohibitor. If you came into our building
Right,
off Kemper, you could only go up as far as, you could go and turn left, then you would go out onto Winton over by the
Correct.
senior center. If you were coming into that drive from Waycross, that's one way. You can't go out the other end. That was the initial discussion. Like I said, I don't have any idea where that is or what's been discussed lately, but I know from initially those were the discussions that were being held.
I'll find that out tomorrow with Dave. He's got a good handle on it.
Show us a map.
Yeah,
Please.
well, it's time to put up and shut up now.
Yeah,
Please.
Traffic is gonna start.
right.
So in
Well,
other words, Central Avenue would be one way going south.
I don't know whether it's north, south, east, or west, but it's only one. You can't drive through the barricade.
Opposite going toward Waycross.
Yeah.
South would be going towards Waycross.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't go all the way down the Waycross. You could only go up as far as the barricade. Period.
Well, you can't, but if it's going to be one way, you can't come from Waycross up to the barricade.
Sure, you can. You just have to take it. I mean, you have to turn around and go back. You can't
But-
go through.
So Chuck, I understand what Diane is saying. It can't be a one way and you go in and
She-
out.
I never
Is it
used the
one
word
way?
one way. I never used the word
Somebody
one way.
said
She
one
did.
way.
She
Oh.
did. It's you can do anything there that you're doing now except come all the way through. Period.
Okay, so it's not a one way. It's still an in
No.
out, but only
It's
on
a
Waycross.
dead end. It dead ends from both
Okay.
ways.
When I get to that point, can I get onto the school property and come out at the light and turn right to get into the municipal building?
no, okay.
No.
Yes, you can. Because because the people coming in from Waycross will
Yeah.
go on the school property. It might not be legal, but you get on the school property, you go through their parking lot, come out on Kipper,
On the other
come back
side.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, on the other side, but
So
not
yes,
on our side.
Diana, it's possible, but I don't think that is the idea of what they want.
Right.
Okay.
You cannot come through our property from Waycross and get out to Kemper Road is what it's going to be.
You'd have to go on to school property.
Yeah. You can go on the school property now. We aren't doing anything with school property. We're just putting a barricade right there at the pump.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I could get onto school property. I could get
Hey,
out at the light
If they let
and I
you,
could turn right.
if
But
they
see,
let you.
it's not ideal. That would be a bad idea.
See, I thought they were gonna barricade at our entrance, like out to the fire.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. If there is a light there, how are you going to turn left off of westbound Kemper into our municipal building?
The light is not there.
Yeah.
I know it's not.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to take this up at some other time. We're moving on now. But that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way the discussion went.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right. Dana, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Call to order, City of Forest Park Council meeting number 1371, March 15, 2021. Let's see, let's have, how about if we have Mr. Brown, since he's on TV, say the pledge and we'll all kind of silently watch.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Brown,
Here.
Clark,
Here.
Herbie,
Here.
Holt,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Sylvester.
Yes.
Let the record show that all members are present and accounted for. Next item number 2 of the minutes. Everyone should have received copies of the minutes. And if there are no corrections or additions, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We'll move to item number 3, presentation, the first of those being Forest Park Minority Community Business Initiative Award, Southern Treats Sweetery. Is Paul with us, Don?
No, he's not. I think Chelsea was going to handle the introduction of the Southern Treats Sweetery.
Clark?
All right. Well, thank you so much. The Minority Business Community Initiative is very proud to present our first award in the work that they have done for not only the city, just being the vibrant part of the fabric of the city of Forest Park and their diversity and the quality of services that they provide. A few weeks ago, back in February, we had a nomination, and several businesses were included in that nomination. Those were Black businesses, Black-owned businesses, 51% or more. And so the community overwhelmingly nominated Jamina Whittle for Sweets, Southern Sweetery Treats, Southern Treats Sweetery. Excuse me, it's a tongue twister. And so she's done a fabulous job. She commanded 40% of that vote out of 395 eligible votes. And so that we are very, very, very thankful and very proud to have her as one of Forest Park's own. Jamina Whittle, we present you with this award, and we'd love to hear a little bit more about your business.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored and grateful for the opportunity. My name is Jamina Whittle, owner of Southern Treats Sweetery. I know it's a tongue twister a little bit. I am a home-based business, and I provide treats based on generational recipes with a modern twist. I am originally from Monroe, Louisiana, which is why the Southern is in there. Moved to Cincinnati about 11 years ago, and it's been a journey. So I'm extremely excited to see a lot of hard work come to fruition at this point.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And we thank the Economic Development Commission for its role in making this all possible. So the next item on the presentation would be item B, Business of the Month. Again, this Business of the Month is Tri-City Cleaners. I don't know if, I guess Mr. Grimm is not here for that. I think Jermaine was the person who had recommended this business. But as usual, I'm sure that Mr. Grimm will make sure that they receive their plaque and their certificate. So
Yes.
we will congratulate Tri-City Cleaners. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's off Northland Boulevard. It's been there for years. I, among many others, are regular customers of theirs, and I recommend them highly as well. So again, congratulations to Tri-City Cleaners.
Mr. Mayor, are we able to show that award?
I beg your pardon?
Are we able to show that award at all?
I don't have it. Paul's not here. We will ask him to do that the next time around.
We'll make sure that they get a good copy of it and
we'll ask Paul to take a picture of it as well when he do the presentation. Yeah. Okay. Before moving on to item number 4, I see that there's a motion in order.
I'll handle that.
Gotcha.
I make a motion to amend the agenda and take up at this time item D under new business. A motion to appoint a candidate to a Board of Commission.
Second,
And moved and second that we amend the agenda and take up item D under new business via motion to appoint a candidate to a Board of Commission. So roll call vote. Are there any questions? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the motion?
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
She's muted herself.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Herbie,
yes,
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester.
Yes.
The motion to amend the agenda passes 7-0. So at this time, we will take up item D, which would be a motion for appointment. Councilwoman Holt.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Mr. Savon Gibson to the Civil Service Commission for a term expiring 11/30/2023.
second,
Moved and second that we appoint Mr. Sharon Gibson to Civil Service Commission for the term expiring on 11/30/2023. All those in favor of the motion to appoint, I think this is a voice, isn't it? All those in favor, let it be known by the side of voting aye.
Aye.
aye,
I
Opposed?
did,
On the couch.
I did
Okay.
see him, on the
He's
call.
here.
yes, yes,
Yeah, he's on the board.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Gibson, if you would, there you go. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, and state your name,
I, Savon Gibson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio
of the State of Ohio
and the Charter
and the Charter
of the City
of the City
of Forest Park, Ohio,
of Forest Park, Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially,
discharge the duties
you said discharge the duty, discharge the duty
as a Civil Service Commissioner.
as a Civil Service Commissioner.
Thank you. And at this time, we would ask you if you would have any comments to make regarding your membership on the Civil Service Commission.
I just want to thank the council for appointing me and having faith in me. And I come in with my mind and heart open and just ready to serve the city of Forest Park.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Okay, we would move then to item number 4, communication from the public. Mr. Jones, did you have any requests from anyone for comments?
No, we've not received any requests or information or requests to talk about any issues that are on tonight's agenda from the public.
Sir? Then we would next move to item number 5, reports of standing committees. The first of those would be Community Development Committee. Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to thank Mr. Jones for hosting our sign on Mill and Kemper. And so we really appreciate the sign being posted. It's a gateway to our community. And so we're very proud of that sign being there, welcoming our guests as they're transitioning through our community. So we really appreciate that. It looks like they're going to they have mulch around it too. So I'm not sure if they're going to put flowers there or something, but I was very happy to see that for the residents. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Moore? Hearing none. Councilwoman Moore, I don't have any items on the agenda listed for you for our work session on the 22nd. Do you have any to add?
I do. If we can have a conversation about the Woodcrest Capital development to get more information and details regarding their vision for the community. I know it's in the infancy stage, but I went on their website to kind of research some of their property and just making sure that it aligned with the vision that we have for moving forward for our community.
Could you repeat that so that the clerk of council can get that, get the name of that article?
Actually, it's their website.
No. The item, she just needs the name of the item to put on the agenda. Yeah.
Woodcrest Capital.
You said the
Woodcrest Capital. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Woodcrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. She's got that. Next report would be Human Resources, Councilwoman Holt.
I do not have a report tonight, thank you, but I will answer any questions.
Any questions for Councilwoman Holt? Hearing none, Councilwoman Holt, I don't have any items for you. Did you have any to add?
No, I do not, thank you.
Next report would be Law, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any committee reports at this time.
Okay.
Yourself on mute.
Did it mute? Well, sorry about that. Thank you. I don't have any committee reports at this time.
Questions for Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown, I don't have any items for you at this point. I might have one that to add later. If so, I will make sure that you get that information.
Okay.
Next report would be Public Improvement and Facilities, Mr. Sylvester.
Mr. Mayor, I have no report at this time.
Questions for Mr. Sylvester? Hearing none, Mr. Sylvester, I don't have any items for you. Do you have any you'd like to add?
No, sir.
Next committee report is Public Safety Committee, Councilwoman Clark.
The only thing I have to add is that we are still seeking a couple officers to add to our well-decorated ones. The City of Forest Park officers are doing an excellent job in terms of their recruitment. I'm pretty excited about some of the new ways that they are actually going about reaching out for minority hires. So we hope that we will see some fruit from their work.
Any questions for Councilwoman Clark? No items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
I don't have any items on the agenda to add. I will say that last week at the ribbon cutting for our schools, I think was absolutely beautiful. I thought it was really great opportunity for us all to come together. I think they did a really good job. They had great tours open for everyone. They also had a levy meeting on March 11th. I know that when we last spoke, Mr. Mayor, I was corrected in exactly my role as liaison to the school. And so I do have information to share with you from that meeting. So they did talk about issue number 8. Of course, that's the levy that's up for May. They talked about having prom and graduation in person as it wasn't last year. And also that for folks that wouldn't be able to make it in person or didn't feel comfortable, it'll be on Cintas's simulcast. And when asked about plans for, what would be the plans if anything would be cut in the event that the levy did not pass, there were no plans because they have every intention for the levy to pass. Also said that busing for the high school would be restored. I'm not exactly sure when that'll be, but they did say that.
Any questions for Councilwoman Clark?
Sorry. And then lastly, when we bring someone on to one of these commissions, we really look at, what they contribute to our city and what they've done. And for Mr. Gibson, who owns a financial services company, he's done a really great job in terms of just reaching out to the community. I know he and his wife have some empowerment financial services that they do, and it's just really beautiful to see their kids attend the school district, and they've been here a long time, and we just really appreciate the leadership and his partnership as well with our minority business initiative. So thank you so much.
Any questions for Councilwoman Clark? Hearing none, we'll move to the next committee report, which would be Ways and Means Committee. Councilwoman Hurd.
Just a couple of things as liaison to the Environmental Awareness Program. The citywide yard sale that normally takes place on the first Saturday in May is canceled again for this year. I do want to talk about another project that the program is doing in terms of recycling, and that is they were approached by our information technology director, Rob Silver, about potentially recycling some of our computers to help students at Winton Woods School District get access to computers. And so we're going to be partnering with them to take those computer components and computers and refurbish them so that they are available for students. And it's hoped that we'll be able to refurbish and deliver at least 20 to Winton Woods School District families. And that will conclude my report.
Questions for Councilwoman Hurd? Hearing none, I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not.
Next committee report is Intergovernmental Relations and Communication. That's my committee. I have no report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. Hearing no questions, I would ask council members Moore and Holt, you all would contact me sometimes within the next few days to discuss some possible dates that we can set up our quote annual meeting for intergovernmental relations. Thank you. The end of the committee reports. We'll move then to item number item number 6, the mayor's report. Just briefly, just reminders. You all have received emails from Clerk of Council, one of which was a reminder. So, I will repeat that reminder. If you have not yet completed your form, and updated your ethics committee forms, you need to do that before the deadline. It is a requirement for those for elected officials, so be sure that you get that done. I believe, Ms. Boyd, that those not only were they sent out to us by email, but a copy of that was placed in everybody's mailboxes. So you make sure that you get that done. One suggestion that I would make to you, if you're not already doing it, is that you do it electronically. The reason being, when you do it electronically every year, all you really have to do is to go on to that website and just make any additions or updates that you need to make. You don't have to take the time to fill out the whole thing every year. And that would end my report. I would ask any questions if there are any.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, they didn't send out a paper application. They just sent out the reminder.
Okay. Which is what you put in the boxes. Yeah, that's what you put in the boxes, the reminder. So again, make sure you get that and get that done as soon as possible.
Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
The deadline is May 17th.
Thank you.
To complete it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Also, the next item on the agenda is item number 7, the city manager's report. Mr. Jones.
Good morning or good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all again. We have we'll follow up a little bit on the Ms. Well, she's not there anymore. I wanted to thank her and the business of the month, for the Black History Month, and I wanted to thank her and hopefully we'll get to meet her and have some of her treats here pretty soon. But I also want to welcome Mr. Where's he at too? Mr. Gordon? He's left too. Anyway, I want to welcome him. But the thing I want to hit on there is that he's taken the time to come and be a part of this community and volunteer his time. So we need many volunteers. The city doesn't work without volunteers. So if you're out there and you're watching and you want to participate, want to make a difference in your community, no matter what it is, we're always looking for help. And we hope that people would want to be involved. So go to our website, look under the volunteers area, and look for ways that you can become active with your community and help us out here. We'd love to have everyone involved as much as we can. Also, the last about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did send out a brochure to everyone. It was with regards to, it had some tax information on it, but it also had a lot of information as to residents' responsibilities and some of the things that are going on here in the spring. So again, that's on our website as well under the news section. So if you really want to see another copy of it, or if you didn't get it, you want to review it, take a look at our website for that information. It really talks about, the need to maintain your yards and some of the things that, how parking and so forth. But it also talks about the chipper program. The chipper program schedule is out. Again, we'll refer you to the website for that specific date. It's when it begins. And I believe it begins in April, but I want to say the 5th, but I don't have it here in front of me. But the bottom line is that all that information is on our website, and we want to refer as many people as we can to that site so they get accurate and up-to-date information. Finally, we, with regards to the Woodcrest Capitol, the Promenade Shopping Center did change hands. It just recently purchased, and we have contacted the owners, and we'll be in discussions with them to talk about their vision and our vision, so we can all get on the same page. And the first meeting we did talk to them. It was very good meeting. It looks like we're going to have a good relationship with the owners, with the new owners, and we would hope that we would see some stark improvement to that piece of property and raise their game there in terms of what we see every day in terms of maintenance, repair, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the community. And we'll bring everyone up to date as we keep everyone informed as we have those discussions. Other than that, I'll be glad to take any questions. Have any concerns, I'll be glad to address them right now.
Question for City Manager.
I do, Mr. Jones. So I had a question regarding the new developer. And looking at their website, they tend to buy strip malls. And so is that, I know it's in the infancy stage, but I know we had a vision of what we wanted that area to look like and to be revived. And so based on looking through their website, it didn't appear that some of their property was what we're looking for. And so how should we move forward with that? Because we had a vision and a plan for that area, and so there are some concerns based on the property that they have, and the appearance of it is very similar to what we have now. And so how can we stress what we even our vision for our community? How can we stress what our vision is for our community?
Well, we have stressed our vision, and I think we've got a little ways to go. You're right. They are a buyer and a holder and an operator of malls and strip malls in particular. But their vision is to come in and improve the property, get it full. Our vision is to make sure that it looks good and that it is full, and that we can help them fill it with our community and our vision for that area. So we're still, even though we can't execute our vision on that particular piece of property, they are willing to talk about, outlots, areas that we may be able to, bring people there. And so the building that they have there probably won't be torn down, but I think it will definitely be improved. and they're willing to discuss other buildings in the back of the property and into the front of the property as well, and some outlots. We're also executing some discussions on the rest of the plan with the owner of the old FitWorks building, and trying to move that forward as the first piece to that redevelopment of that corner. So we're still working toward it, but the fact that we got outbid on the property.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask about that, but that's.
Yeah.
And also, are they aware that they're in the city of Forest Park?
Oh, yes, they are. We've talked to them. They're
Okay.
like I said, they were very very helpful, very
Okay.
nice, and I think they're businessmen. Their model is to have a nice mall full that's 100% full, and they did talk about providing free rent and things like that to help the community. They want to draw businesses from the community and help them get started. So they're kind of on the same boat as we were, and so on
Okay.
that line. And so those discussions were, in my opinion, very right on line with what we had talked about.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're hopefully, again, we'll see the how it really gets out. When you start talking money and you start talking a real execution, we'll see
Mhm.
how it goes. But
Okay.
right now, I'm very hopeful,
Okay.
and I think we can work with this developer to execute. We may not own the building, but I think we can still get the results we wanted. That that and have the types of things and businesses, and make that a community asset. Even though we don't own it, we can still execute some of the things we wanted to do there. So I guess our meeting was about a week or two ago,
Okay.
and it was just right after they bought it, and they'll be coming to town, I believe, in first week of April, I think they said. So we're going to be meeting with them then when they come,
Okay.
and they have an on-site or a market, not an on-site, but in Ohio, right here, local. They have a local presence in terms of the management.
Mhm.
So they're going to have somebody here that manages it locally,
Okay.
and so that we'll have a contact there as well. So I think
Okay.
I think we've got their attention, and we had a very good meeting with them on our first contact.
Okay. All right. Because I know they own the Glenway property, but just making sure that they know that. I know it could be marketing, but they are in the city of Forest Park. And
Mhm.
so when you go on their website, they say the city of Cincinnati, but we're trying to brand our community. We're trying to entice people and
Mhm.
businesses to come to the city of Forest Park. And so it would be nice to be recognized as a city of our size if they're going to have property in the city. So it would be nice to be
Absolutely.
acknowledged.
And I'll make sure I'll bring that up to them, that their advertising needs to state exactly where they're at.
And one of the things that was good too, that we've been talking about in EDC was the fact that, we knew that they were coming. It wasn't a
Mhm.
surprise that they bid and consequently outbid us. We knew that it was going to be a shot, but the fact that EDC and Don and Paul have been having that communication with them from the onset before we even finish the purchase of the property, I think has really gone a long way and will help influence and guide, some of what they're looking to do so that it is, in alignment with some of the things that we want to accomplish for that property.
Okay, any other comments or questions for city manager?
Yeah, really quick. I'm curious I know you said that they would improve the existing structure, but is there any plans for the existing businesses there now? Because I know a lot of people's leases wouldn't be up. Are they intending to keep them there? And then if they make improvements, get them in some of the vacant spaces, or like you were saying, if they want to bring other businesses from the community, do they still want it to be kind of, there's a few restaurants over there, but is there any different type of business that they had mentioned that they wanted to put into that space?
Not as yet. their plan, again, I don't want to speak for them, but what they told us was that they plan on keeping all of the people there that are there right now.
Okay.
And then adding to that, and local businesses as well as some national businesses. But their forte, I believe, is to work with local businesses and get people who are in various levels of either moving up to like out of their home and into their first business, or maybe getting a little bit bigger. So I think that's kind of what their bread and butter is. And I think that's kind of what we're looking for as well, a place for folks that can come and start businesses and at various levels of development in terms of where they're at. But they're also looking at national businesses as well. And they have a lot of they're a pretty large company in terms of what they do. So they have access to larger companies that they can lease to. They're a nationwide company.
Anything else for a city manager? Hearing none, we'll go to the next part of the agenda, item number 8, other reports. First of those being Law Director, Mr. Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Only one matter to report on. Since the last meeting, I reviewed with minor suggestions an agreement between the city and Strand Associates for stormwater support services. Other than that, I have nothing else to report, but would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for Law Director? Hearing none, thank you, sir. We will move to the next item. The next report is Clerk of Council, Ms. Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report this evening.
Any questions for Clerk of Council? Hearing none, we will move to new business. Item number 9, new business. There are 2 resolutions. The first resolution is resolution number 03-2021. This resolution must be read in full.
Resolution number 03-2021, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract between the City of Forest Park and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., police dispatchers / clerks. Whereas the labor contract between the City of Forest Park and the Fraternal Order of Police, FOP, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., police dispatchers / clerks expired on December 31st, 2020. And whereas negotiators for both parties have reached a mutually agreeable contract subject to the final approval by the city council. And whereas it is the intention of the council of the City of Forest Park to enter into said contract marked Exhibit A. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio, Section 1, that the city manager is hereby authorized and directed to enter into a contract with the FOP, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., police dispatchers / clerks in accordance with the terms and conditions as described in the attached contract marked Exhibit A. Section 2. This resolution shall be in full force and take effect upon its passage.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Clark?
Yes, I motion that we approve this union contract.
Second, resolution 03-2021. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve resolution 03-2021. Is there any discussion?
Just briefly, this contract became expired in December of last year. And outside of just some housekeeping changes with word usage, this allows for a COLA or a cost of living allowance of 2% each year of the 2-year contract. And lastly, just a 0.25% raise for folks that are certified to speak alternative or other languages by the chief. So with that, I support the passage of this resolution.
Further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Clark,
Yes.
Kirby,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Brown. Brown.
Yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm on mute. Yes.
Resolution 03-2821 passes 7-0. Next item is item B, resolution number 04-2021. Clerk, please read this motion in full.
Resolution number 04-2021, amending the resolution setting rates of pay for civil and non-civil service employees. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio, Section 1, that the salary table as set forth in resolution number 46-2020 is hereby amended to read as per Exhibit 1. Section 2, the rates of compensation shall be retroactive to January 1st, 2021 for all employees. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and take effect from and after its passage.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman?
Yes, I move adoption of resolution number 04-2021.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 04-2021. Their discussion.
Yes, this is routine. Anytime we have a change in salaries as a result of negotiations, we have to also amend our budget to reflect any increases that might be agreed to. And so it's just routine that the table set forth has to be amended. And so I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 04-2021?
Kirby,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Resolution 04-2021 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is item C, a motion, Mr. Brown.
Yes, I would make a motion that we will order the clerk of council to notify the Ohio Department of Liquor Control that the city of Forest Park does not request a hearing regarding a liquor license transfer request to Cincinnati Oil Company doing business as Kemper Meadow Drive at 1199 Kemper Meadow Drive, Forest Park, Ohio, 45240, from Hawkstone Associates Incorporated doing business as Winton Road Shell at the same address for a C1 and C2 permit.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we make note to the clerk of council that we do not request a hearing on the aforesaid business for liquor license. Any discussion?
Yes, so we received a liquor license permit from the Shell gas station located on Kemper Meadow Drive. So this is a change in ownership from Hawkstone Associates to Cincinnati Oil Company. Liquor permits will remain the same from under the new ownership. And there are a C1 license, which is beer only in sealed containers for carryout, and a C2 license, which is wine and certain prepackaged mixed drinks in sealed containers for carryout only. Of course, we don't, issue or authorize any liquor license permit, since that's controlled under the authority of the state through the Ohio Department of Liquor Control. But since we're a local authority, we can just file an objection, which would result in a hearing over the issue before the Liquor Control Board, or in this case, we can indicate that we don't request a hearing in these situations. We believe the business is in good standing. The police department has also reviewed this. So I would move that we adopt this motion and not request a hearing.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item D, a motion. Councilman Irby.
Yes, I would move to receive the general fund summary report as contained in the departmental reports.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we receive the general fund summary report as contained in the departmental report. Any discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No one. That will conclude the listed agenda items. Is there anything else to come before the body? Anything else to come before the body? Seeing no one and hearing nothing, this meeting is adjourned. And again, remain safe out there, folk. And the pandemic is still going on. So let's not forget that people, everybody is in a rush to get out there. I understand that, but it's just as dangerous as it was. So keep that in mind. Frankly, it might be even more dangerous because people are doing less to protect themselves and others, unfortunately.
Really quick, Mr. Mayor, I almost forgot. Actually, tomorrow I am hosting a fair housing event in partnership with Home Cincinnati, which is Housing Opportunities Made Equal. The city manager has agreed to be on the panel. It's going to be a really good discussion about fair housing, tenant rights and protections, as well as the housing affordability crisis in our county. And Home has these trainings regularly for municipalities all throughout the county. And I would be, honored if any of you would, want to attend, come ask questions or anything like that. It'll be on Zoom and on social media. So I'll post it on Facebook Live or things like that. And I encourage our residents to tune in as well, because it should be a good discussion.
Councilmember Brown, can you send us the link to that Zoom and we can make sure we get it on our website?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you the Zoom link right after this. I can send it to the clerk of council.
Okay.
Forward it out.
Yeah, that'd be great. Then we'll make sure it's available for the public.
Anything else from anybody else? Again, be safe, people, and the clerk of council will let us know next week whether there will actually be a work session or if we would move that work session to before the next council meeting. Thank you all. Be safe. Good evening.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.